Hey, good morning, friends. Today, my friends, is Monday, July the 7th, 2025. And the time now is 7:45 a.m. So, friends, I want to talk briefly about the big, beautiful bill, which the President of the United States, Donald Trump, signed on the 4th of July this year, 2025. Now, friends, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, the Trump administration, Republicans and MAGA supporters, Trumpers, have been making lots of noise about this so-called big, beautiful bill, which many observers and thinkers on U.S. politics and domestic affairs are now saying that there isn't anything beautiful about this bill. The President of the United States, as I've said a couple of seconds ago or a minute now, signed this bill on the 4th of July, 2025 this year, basically on Friday. The fact that Donald Trump signed the bill on July 4th, I think it is kind of like a fuck you to the face or in the face of many Americans, especially to his supporters. Now, friends, it is very interesting and concerning in terms of the path that the United States domestic politics, or even the United States international politics, its foreign affairs, the road that it has taken in the past years now. This is dealing with Donald Trump's 1.0, Donald Trump's first term in office, as well as his second term. So far, Donald Trump has been in office for about 6 months now. And he has been making a whole lot of noise, and he has been doing a lot of things that are concerning to many Americans and people around the world. Donald Trump waged war against China and against the rest of the world, about 180 countries. And I'm talking in this case about the Trump tariff, which many countries have basically, according to Donald Trump, called him to make deal, and China basically continued to fight back. Donald Trump had been humiliated. On the international stage further, Donald Trump did stated prior to coming to office that he was going to end the war in Ukraine in 24 to 48 hours. The war continues. Donald Trump capitulating to Israel's request. Donald Trump attacked Iran. Iran retaliated. Of course, Iran's retaliation was very soft. Donald Trump basically called for peace. On the domestic stage, this big beautiful bill is an attack on American sovereignty and the American people, basically giving tax break to the rich and the powerful, while taking away from the poor and the average, the marginalized Americans. This big beautiful bill is going to hurt a lot of Americans, whether we are talking about those in the inner cities, as well as Donald Trump's own supporters, the MAGAs, and those in rural America. It is said that the big beautiful bill is not so beautiful. It is going to take away various benefits. It is going to cut Medicaid or Medicaid. It is going to cut SNAP or cut food, for children and poor people. Friends, this big beautiful bill is going to do a lot of harm to Americans. It is going to cut Medicare or Medicaid. It is going to cut SNAP. It is going to cut food stamp or other form of food assistance programs in the United States, and so on and so on and so on. So far, many in the MAGA union and even on the right are complaining. They are very much angry at the fact that this Trump bill is basically cutting or diminishing their standard of living, their lives. It is interesting that even many Republicans did talk about this bill, saying that the bill was very much harmful to Americans. However, they voted for the bill no matter what. It shows how strong Donald Trump is in terms of arm twisting Republicans and many in the United States political spectrum. Now, friends, on the domestic front, Donald Trump is winning. He is doing exactly what he wanted to do and what he said that he was going to do. He is doing exactly what those big and powerful people in power, those money bags who put him into office, what they exactly wanted him to do. Donald Trump is basically diminishing, taking away the rights and the power, the freedom of the American people. And it is very interesting that many voted for this. And there are those who are concerned, who are blowing the whistle, while others are laughing. On the international stage, however, Donald Trump is losing. And this is because Donald Trump is now bogged down, or the United States is bogged down in Ukraine, which Donald Trump is not going to end this war by US owned policy or by US say so. It is the Russians who are going to end this war as they see fit. In Gaza, with Israel, Donald Trump and the United States is stuck. They tried to go to war against Iran, but they back off, okay, they backtrack. And many are saying that this so-called peace that Donald Trump has been calling for between Israel, the United States against Iran, is basically the result of the United States running out of munition, out of missiles. The US had been fighting the Russians, funneling weapons and money to Ukraine, and they are losing. The US have given Israel lots of munition and money to basically clear out Gaza and genocide Palestinians, and they are losing. So many are saying that the fact that the United States called for peace with Iran, it is because the United States doesn't want to expose itself for the world to know that it is running out of missiles, or that it has run completely out of missiles. However, I do think the United States had already exposed itself. The rest of the world know that the West is diminished in capacity on various fronts. Now, the situation in the Middle East, the United States and Donald Trump are stuck. For many in the MAGA Union, Donald Trump and many Republicans and those who subscribe as neocons, their ultimate priority is to go after China. However, the United States and Donald Trump are stuck in both Ukraine and in Gaza, in the Middle Eastern theater. Now friends, back to the whole idea of the big, beautiful bill, which many are saying is not beautiful at all. Donald Trump signed the bill on July 4th, this Friday, which to me is nothing but a fuck you in the face, or to the face of the American people and many who are Trump's critics. However, this bill is going to diminish the standard of living and the lives of many Americans. But my question then is Donald Trump an anti-American, or is he just stupid? And this is because, in addition to him being just stupid, the fact that Donald Trump is making such a decision and Republicans are making such a decision, which ultimately they know will harm, hurt the American people or the United States in general, as a country, as a government. It is very interesting. I do believe that people, government, officials, leaders can only make the decision that Donald Trump and Republicans and many in the United States are making, only if and when they do not like the country. Now friends, please tell me what you think, and I really want to know what you think. But friends, I am going to end here. I want to thank you for being a member of the Echoing Voice community, my friends, but most especially and most importantly, or most important, friends, I want to thank you a lot for watching the Echoing Voice. Peace, my friends. Peace.